As also Thierry Botte just mentioned, the SMEs are an innovative force in such emerging and disruptive technologies like quantum technologies and quantum computing in particular. But it can be challenging for them to really assess where their future lies in terms of quantum computing and how to enter this quantum age. And to give some insights on these particular challenges for small and medium-sized enterprises, I would like to welcome my next guest, Dr. Andreas Boehm. He's a project manager of quantum technology at the Bayern Innovativ Association, which is an association for technology and knowledge transfer in Bavaria, in Germany. Welcome.
Yes, thank you for the nice introduction. So I'll be happy to introduce a little bit of my company and also the work, how we work. And a point to our company is we are a networking company from the Ministry of Economic Affairs of the Free State of Bavaria. And we exist about 25 years. And the idea is to bring innovations faster to the market. And therefore, we have about the years, we have a network of about 30,000 companies in our portfolio. And so this is quite a good advantage to show this, let's say, classical industry, what the quantum technology in common can do for it. So, and what I will share some slides. It's like this. I hope you see it. So, and what the point is, in contrast to the researchers, we don't talk about qubits or advantage or whatever, but we talk about what can we do with this. And this is the question what a company typically wants to know. Yeah, I have here problems. What can this new technology do to solve my problem? How it does this, it doesn't matter. We have heard it from Planaria just before. So, and the narrative of the story is, does a user of a laptop should know how a semiconductor works? No, it's not necessary. He should know what to do with it. And therefore, we should tell the companies how to do, how to act with this quantum computing. The most of you maybe know this kind of presentations. You have on one side the branches for which there's a promises and a prognosis of advantage, and we have this field of application. On the other side, we have these research companies, and the point is how we bring this together. Yeah, and they typically have different questions to that, what they work on. The researchers make research or basic research, develop algorithm or software or hardware. The branches have the different problems. A car manufacturer builds cars. It doesn't build quantum computing, for instance. So we have to guess what their question is. And this is the way that we work. For example, and here you see on the top, we're talking not from quantum to quantum, not from quantum researchers to quantum suppliers to quantum software or whatever. We have to talk quantum and bring it to the business. We have to fit the languages together. So, and the typical question is, what's in for me? The industry wants to know, what can you do with this? What is the advantage? How can I start? Where have I looked in my company? Why should I care? When should I start? And these all these questions. It's not a matter of qubits. It's not a matter of anything. These are the questions that we should answer, in which way or whatever. And how getting started, if a company has, let's say, the word with the Q in an awareness circle or in its strategies. So what are the next steps? The big DAX companies, you don't have to show it. They have it on their agenda. They build up the manpower, their own departments, and so on. But what does SMEs do in this? So, and our part is to make diminish the hurdle to this topic. This means maybe we start with student projects for master degrees. or research corporations. What kind of problem should the company look at in his company and to get started with this? On the other side, you have, like Fujitsu said in the morning before, you have all the kind of, let's say, turnkey projects, so that the company comes into your company and looks with a special view how to look and which kind of processes can be optimized. And though these are the tasks, if the company has an awareness of this quantum computing, which should be addressed, where should I look in the company? What kind of processes? It's not a part of IT department. It's a kind of processes. Which problem should I optimize? Is it solvable with a quantum computer? Is it an NP hard? Not quantum computing doesn't solve any problem of the planet. It has a special point how to look at. Is there a technological barrier in the company that they say with the artificial intelligence or neuronal networks, I cannot go on further to make a benefit? Should I make a change in the technology? Then we should talk with the quantum computing. The translation, of course, of the real problem into the mathematical algorithm. Typical, it's the point to the analysis of the problem is quite different as they used it to do until now. To bring a real problem into a neural network is quite different than to bring it to a quantum algorithm. So, and for this, we don't do it on our own. We fit it with the Fraunhofer or the universities or the University of Applied Science. They should manage this, and we bring up this topic to the small and medium-sized companies. And of course, the next question is, what can we do now? Which kind of these problems can be solved now? What kind of complexity can be solved in the next 5 years? And when is the scalability of the hardware large enough to solve my complete problems? Maybe. And then I have a benefit, I have a real-time computation of my problems, and so on. So, and we do it in this different sections also as the kind of use cases for our, let's say, classical companies. And we do it as a part of the build up the quantum ecosystem. Typically, the supplier for the quantum ecosystem, let's say for communication, for sensing or computing, are well-known companies which are well-known from the research institute. But it is not said that in 10 years, all of these companies have the same power to scale up the technique. So, and therefore, we look at our hidden champions and high specialized small or medium-sized companies, which are able to enforce all this enabling technologies, maybe faster electronics, maybe Microsoft, maybe deep temperatures, and so on. And this might be also not only companies which are now in this quantum business, but maybe it's companies which have now business, but they look at the change. What can be my role in this new quantum area, in this new quantum ecosystems? And these are the 2 points with our big industrial network. We want to fit to this topic. So that's it. What I want to say.